This is the Tigers Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Detroit Tigers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
I mean, come on. Can you have a better night at the ballpark? Welcome into a live Locked On Tigers postcast. Parker Meadows is back. Kerry Carpenter, 3 home run night, and we're here to break it all down on the Locked On Tigers postcast. I am your host, Jake Riepma. You can follow me on Twitter at Jake_Riepma. A blowout win over the Chicago White Sox, 13-1 the final, and you can guess what we'll be talking about. As always, thanks for making the Locked On Tigers postcast your post-game destination, free and available wherever you get your podcasts, and of course on YouTube. It's all part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team each and every day. Now buckle up and dial it in. Let's get right to it because there's so much to be talking about, and I don't know how I'm going to limit it to just one different thing. So we might have to make a couple of exceptions tonight. The Tigers win big. Parker Meadows is back. Kerry Carpenter goes yard. Dillon Smith makes his debut. Jack Flaherty was really good. I'm sure I'm missing something, but here we go. It's what we're talking about.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Where do you want me to start? I mean, let your voice be heard. Go ahead and get into the comments on this one. The comment section always open on a live Locked On Tigers postcast. But what a start to continuation rather of the road trip and start to this series, 13-1. The Tigers go for 5 runs in the first 2 innings. They had 3 more in the 4th, 2 more in the 6th, and 3 for good measure in the 8th. I mean, one of those games you just kick up your feet and just enjoy it. I mean, Parker Meadows back. He has the diving catch early, draws a walk, steals a base, and this is all when the game is still in the midst of being somewhat, I don't want to use the term competitive because it was never really competitive, but you also have Parker Meadows hitting a double and making his presence be felt right away. You have a couple of the better defensive plays you will ever see all season. I mean, Riley Greene's sliding catch in the corner was so impressive. And then how about just Dingler tipping it to Zach McKinstry? I mean, literally, what did this game not have? And I gotta bring my excitement down. I know somebody's probably going to say it in the comments. Oh, it was against the White Sox. But you know what? Those guys drive Mercedes too. They're big league ball players. I know the White Sox have still been terrible against the Central Division, a little bit better overall, and I shouldn't be too excited for a win like this. But hey, you play 162 of these, it's okay to get a little excited from time to time. But I honestly don't know what my favorite part of tonight was. So again, I leave it up to the people what we're talking about tonight. I guess you got to go with Kerry Carpenter because he's on the thumbnail, and my goodness, 3, 4, 5, 3 home runs, 5 RBI, and there was some discussion about just his splits between when he's leading off and when he's batting in a different part of the lineup. He was 3rd tonight as the designated hitter, and boy, did he show up in a big, big way. And again, this is one of those nights where you go up and down the box score, and if you're going to look back on the season and do one of those highlight reels in your head, I don't know if anyone else does this. I'm kind of going off on a tangent, but sometimes I replay some of the highlights of the season when you're thinking of how is this Tigers team defined, and it's nights like tonight. Again, the home runs are awesome, and the pitching was great with Jack Flaherty, but the diving catches. I'm looking at the replay during the postgame right now of Parker Meadows. Welcome back, kid. Then he steals the base. He just does so many things to help this team win. And you think of how good this team has been to this portion of the season with so many important guys missing. Wencel Perez, he hits a 2-run homer. I mean, again, in a brief reaction post-game show, there's going to be no time to get to it all, but it's just one thing after another. And the best team in Major League Baseball has reloaded or in the process of reloading and just getting better and better and better. And I know it's a marathon. Listen, and please hear me on this. I know it's a marathon. Let me say it one more time for anybody that wants to chirp in the comments. I understand it's a long season, but things are clicking And this is a great opportunity in the midst of the schedule where it gets a little bit easier to stockpile some wins, taking 2 or 3 from Kansas City. The first one here tonight against the lowly White Sox, and obviously a huge series at home against the Chicago Cubs. But after that, it does continue to, it's never easy. Again, these guys drive Mercedes as well, but it does get a little bit more manageable where you start to look at series against the Orioles. They've been bad. You feel better about a series against the Cincinnati Reds, and then obviously the Pittsburgh Pirates before. I mean, that's the first 20 days of the month of June. And so again, I don't think it's wrong when you're in first place and have the best record in baseball to start looking at where you're the superior team, which is going to be more often than not. But all right, let's get to some comments because I don't want to be the only one to hog the microphone. I mean, my goodness, what a night it was. An average box leads us off saying, "Eat 'em up, Tigers." Can't go wrong with that one. Demetrius McNeil is next. What a night for the Tigers, both offensively and defensively. Fishing with Shredder says, "We got Parker Meadows back. Watch out, MLB." YouTube user is up next. Tigers trying to win Central Division before the All-Star break. Let's pump the brakes on that one as well. I believe tonight's win makes them 12-6 against the AL Central, with 3 of those losses coming consecutively against the Cleveland Guardians. Want to also add that Kerry Carpenter was the first Tiger to hit 3 home runs in a game since Victor Martinez 9 years ago. We all remember those good old days. All right, a couple other comments here. Fishing with Shredders. Don't forget about the Javy dive and throw from his knees at shortstop. That was amazing too. Glad you brought that up. I knew I was missing a really good defensive play. Seriously, I appreciate that. I was not trying to spite Javy. You know, I'm always down to say something nice about Javy. That's a great bit on this show. I have got my Javy Baez Motor City. Oh boy, I guess my lens isn't wide enough right now if you're watching on YouTube, but there's my Javy Baez Motor City shirt that my wonderful grandmother purchased for me as a great gift, honestly, because I love the Motor City jersey and add the Javy Baez to it there. But I'm getting distracted. Couple other comments here. We've got Braylon Dennis weighing in. This is the offense we have been wanting this team for so long. There you go. First team to 40 wins. Yep, great to point that out as well. The Tigers now 40-21. My goodness, 6 games above 500 on the road at 19-13. All right, Brian calling for I apologize, Drasenga calling for a 100-win season. Let's pump the brakes a little bit. But man, this is fun. This is what it's all about. All right, don't go anywhere. We're going to come back with our player of the game as well as our turning point. And let's get into a little Jack Flaherty as well, because he, unfortunately, on a night where you have 100 things to talk about in 15 minutes, he got pushed down. So let's get into Jack Flaherty next on a live Locked On Tigers postcast. This episode of the Locked On Tigers postcast is brought to you by wonderful pistachios. Looking for a snack that's both delicious and nutritious? Well, it's time to get cracking and snacking and cracking to a good source of protein with wonderful pistachios. Wonderful pistachios is one of the highest protein nuts. Each 1 ounce serving has 6 grams of protein, giving you over 10% of your daily value. How about that? It's over 10% of your daily value. Plus, they're packed with fiber and better for you unsaturated fats to help keep you feeling fuller longer. Listen, I'm a real one. I just bought some wonderful pistachios from the grocery store today, and I wish they were right here so I could grab them and show them to you. But personally, I love the wonderful pistachios with the shells, because during the baseball game, you got 9 innings to kill. Yeah, I'm cracking open the shells and I'm enjoying the process. And you know what? Those wonderful pistachios account for more than 10% of your daily value of that healthy protein. Then don't forget, these little green wonders pack a protein punch, and they're providing all 9 essential amino acids. The satisfying crack of opening each shell, it's like snack meditation, my friends. So get snacking and get cracking with the snack that packs protein punch. Visit wonderfulpistachios.com to learn more. That's wonderfulpistachios.com to learn more. We are cruising right along on a live Locked On Tigers postcast after a 13-1 victory over the Chicago White Sox. Now, Jack Flaherty gets his fourth win of the season, and that's 2 consecutive wins on the decision side of things for Jack Flaherty, who was at one point 2-6 on the season, but a very nice quality start, 6 innings, 1 earned run, scattered 4 hits, and struck out 4. He was very, very good tonight. And listen, on a night that has literally everything, the Tigers had excellent defense. They played long ball. They stole bases. And you're going to add great pitching when you get a quality start like that. You're going to win just about every single game. And the fact that the Tigers have done that 40 times this season certainly speaks to the depth and quality of this team. All right, let's go ahead and get into our turning point.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
The Tigers won this game in the first inning. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They score 3 runs in the first, 2 more in the second, and it's a rout from the very beginning. And that goes to the level of preparation that this team has. Jason Benetti and Carlos Pena, who I really enjoy on the broadcast, by the way, spoke to when you're able to jump on teams early and often at a consistent level like the Tigers have done. That goes to show the type of preparation that this team and the type of commitment this team makes to knowing what's coming, understanding their approach at the plate, and executing it. All very, very, very difficult to do. Easier said than done. But when you have the consistent proof that the Tigers are able to do that, all you can say is this preparation is at a A+ level, and a big reason for their success. So you jump on the opposition early, you put great pitching. That's the recipe for winning. Play tremendous defense and go ahead and hit a bunch of home runs as well. Not rocket science. Baseball is a simple game. And when you're playing like the Tigers, it's a fun game. No doubt about that. All right, our player of the game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Another night where there are several options, but the best option is Kerry Carpenter. I mean, 3 home runs for Kerry Carpenter and 3 for 5. I mentioned the 5 RBI, and just the way he was able to put the team on his back for a little portion of this game. And maybe that's the wrong way to put it. In fact, it is, but because it was a total team effort tonight. So I take that back. Live show, we do it live here. But the boost and the aura that Kerry Carpenter played with tonight just goes to show how good he is and what he can bring to this team. So now Kerry Carpenter with 13 home runs, Riley Greene with 13 home runs, Spencer Torkelson with 14 home runs. This is from Tigers PR. The last time the Tigers had 3 players with 13 plus home runs at this point in the season, Norm Cash and Al Kaline were on the team back in 1962. Incredible stuff there. Also from Tigers PR, Kerry Carpenter joins the list of Tigers to have a 3 home run game wearing the old English D. It's the 25th time it's been accomplished in franchise history. Miguel Cabrera did it twice. Cecil Fielder did it 3 times. Bobby Higginson did it twice. J.D. Martinez, Victor Martinez, Carlos Pena, Dimitri Young, a lot more on this list. But you get the idea. Willie Horton on the list as well. You get the idea of what this accomplishment means with Kerry Carpenter knocking 3 home runs out of the ballpark tonight. So all great stuff. And let's look ahead to tomorrow's game, because again, 4-game series with the Chicago White Sox, a chance to stockpile some wins. And again, you can't take a team lightly because it's a big league team, but at the same time, this is where the Tigers can really start to create some distance in the Central Division. And it's a marathon. I know I'm a broken record, but still worth noting. Shane Smith will go for the White Sox tomorrow. MLB.com TBD listed for the Tigers. So Casey Mize is scheduled to pitch on Thursday, but the next 2 days up in the air because Skubal had his start pushed back to Friday on June 6th against the Chicago Cubs. So that being said, it's when you got the riches that AJ Hinch has as far as possible arms to throw, you have a number of different tools at your disposal. So it'll be interesting to see who AJ Hinch decides to go with, and if it will be a bullpen day. Couple other comments to get to. Drum says Kerry Bonds. How about that? Mary Jo Isaacson, my beloved grandmother. Yeah, for Kerry Carpenter. Great to have Parker Meadows back. Love having the Tigers winning and staying in first place. That's right. I love it too, Grandma. That's why I put it on the marquee. You got to love this team. There's no doubt about that. All right. Wonderful night here on a live Locked On Tigers postcast. Don't forget to subscribe to Locked On Tigers. If you haven't already, you're crazy because this is free content available wherever you get your podcasts, always on YouTube, so you can watch it. You can listen to my good friend Scott Bentley, who will have even more on this one for Locked On Tigers tomorrow. Don't forget to check out the Locked On MLB Game Night show if you want to get a national look at what's going on in Major League Baseball from some local experts, all kinds of stuff on the Locked On Podcast Network. That's why you like and subscribe. We appreciate it and appreciate everybody tuning in and all the kind comments. It's great when the team's winning. And I've had a couple of people comment on the haircut. Yeah, I guess I was long overdue for a haircut, and I wear a hat often. So Mo, I see in the comments there. Thank you so much. Nice haircut, brother. Man, appreciate that. Appreciate you guys. This is fun. The Tigers win again 13-1 over the White Sox. We'll talk to you tomorrow after the Tigers and White Sox go at it again tomorrow. Late start on the Eastern time zone, so 7:40 Eastern time, 6:40 local time in Chicago. All right, have a wonderful night. See you next time.